big developing story that we have been following here On the Record for months. All charges have been dropped against Baltimore police charged in the death of Freddie Gray. This bringing an end to one of the most high-profile criminal cases, trial of cops, in Baltimore history. Of course, you'll remember, in April of 2015, Gray's death sparking violent riots and looting. 25-year-old Gray suffered severe spinal cord injuries while in the back of a Baltimore police van. Baltimore Sun reporter Kevin Rector has been following this case from the very beginning. Kevin is live at the Baltimore courthouse. Kevin, what happened today?
Well, the prosecutors came into a hearing that was supposed to get the next trial of Officer Garrett Miller underway. Instead, in rapid succession, they announced to the courtroom, to the judge, that they were dropping the charges against the 3 officers who still face charges in the case. That follows the judge, Circuit Judge Barry G. Williams, acquitting the other 3 officers of all charges, meaning that there will be no criminal convictions in this case.
There for the bombshell news that she's bailing on these cases.
I'm sorry?
Was Marilyn Mosby, the state's attorney, there when the announcement was made that they were not pursuing the cases?
I did not see her in the courtroom, no. I don't believe she was there. She, after the court proceedings concluded, she held her own news conference in West Baltimore, in the neighborhood where Mr. Gray was arrested, and she explained her reasoning and defended the case that she brought against the officers, and she broadly condemned what she said were failings in the judicial system, the process by which police are supposed to police themselves. And she said in a later interview with myself and one of my colleagues that she intends to follow through with trying to get reforms pushed in Annapolis.
Kevin, thank you. And earlier today, as just noted, Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby explaining why she dropped the charges.
For those that believe that I'm anti-police, it's simply not the case. I'm anti-police brutality. We do not believe that Freddie Gray killed himself. We stand by the medical examiner's determination that Freddie Gray's death was a homicide.
The On the Record legal panel is here. Former homicide detective and criminal defense attorney Ted Williams and former prosecutor Katie Fang. Ted, you've been in a courtroom a number of times. This was her choice to proceed. This was her choice to drop the matter. And now, she had a single judge. Now she's trying to indict the judicial system because she simply brought. Well, I know your thoughts.
You can't defend the indefensible. Marilyn Mosby did not have a case, Greta, from the very beginning. Marilyn Mosby has sullied her office by bringing these cases. And you had these 6 officers out there. Yes, something happened to Freddie Gray. Nobody's denying that. But you can't show which one of these 6 officers. So with a broad brush, she painted them all as being criminal. She prosecuted them. There was one brave detective, Danielle Taylor, who came and peeled that onion back, showing that this was a prosecution that was bought because she was trying to pour water on the riots in Baltimore.
And Katie, look. First thing that she did after this broke out and the riots and charges the cops, she sits down for an interview with Vogue magazine with a celebrity photographer as well. She goes up on the stage at a Prince concert. She has done everything she can except show up in the courtroom and prosecute the case itself. Instead, she sends her poor assistants in to take the heat today for her embarrassment.
You know, she milked this celebrity spotlight as much as she could, and once again today we heard inflammatory rhetoric from a prosecutor who's not only flirted with prosecutorial misconduct, but she's married herself to malicious prosecution cases at this point in time. It was the right result, but it took too long to come around, and you're right, Greta and Ted. Where was she? Where was she in that courtroom to prosecute these cops if she really believed that she had enough to prove it? And we've heard from Judge Williams himself. She didn't have enough. She had insufficient evidence, and for that, she should pay the price for prosecuting innocent cops.
She should be out of the job. She should go. She should get out right now. That's terrible. And Ted, you know, the thing that, look, one of the things that happened very early on without a full investigation is that the city quickly settled with the estate. And the thing that's always sort of bothered me is the pace in which $6 million. Look, Freddie Gray should not have died in custody. Let's get that straight, and that's terrible. But here the case was settled with one of her close friends as the lawyer, Billy Murphy. And I'd like to see that investigated. What's up with that?
Well, you know, I think in the coming weeks there are going to be investigations into the process that led to that resolution of that settlement of $6 million of the citizens of Baltimore. There's something very smelly here. I think in coming weeks a lot is going to come out from behind the scene here, Greta.
And let me repeat again, Freddie Gray should not have died in custody with those police. But a prosecutor should also not be so renegade as to go after the cops and one after another get a not guilty verdict from a judge and continue to stand up today and act like she was right.
Truly amazing. And remember, Greta, this was an African-American judge, and he was very good, and he was very brave and courageous in making his decisions.
Katie, I'll give you the last word on this.
Well, Ted's right. You can't use this case to say that there was anything that was pro-white, anti-Black Lives Matter. The reality is you had an African-American judge, you had African-American defendants, and you had white defendants. And in the end, the law prevailed. Not Marilyn Mosby's inflammatory rhetoric, but the law prevailed in these cases.
Well, I hope she is investigated to see how she did this, because she did a huge disservice to that community, coming out and becoming a celebrity and fanning the flames and doing all she did. And now today, not even having the courage to go to court to drop the cases herself, instead to send her line assistants in. Shame
now
on her.
She will be hunted. Now she will be hunted because she has a civil suit going and a bar complaint.
Multiple.
Anyway, Ted and Katie, thank you.